works. It's live now. Hi, good morning everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Michele Canon here. I'm with my good friend Shari Boyer, founder and chief botanical officer of the Plant Society. It's a plant wellness-based company that really focuses on plants for healing. I am so excited to have her here with me to talk about CBD and answer all the questions that you all have had this week about it. I have to admit, I've heard a lot about it. There's been a lot of talk about CBD in the media and just in mainstream in general. And I've been skeptical because there is a stigma around it. I mean, let's face it, we all think about marijuana when we hear CBD. Yeah. But Shari's been great because she's made me a little bit more comfortable, and she's recommended a lot of great products that I've tried, and I feel, again, a lot more comfortable with taking it and talking to you guys about it, even putting it in my smoothies. So I wanted to have her say hello and give us an education today on CBD.
Great. So first thing I want to do is talk about what is CBD and how is it different from marijuana. So marijuana and CBD come from the same plant. They both come from cannabis, but there are two species of cannabis. The first is called hemp and the second one is called marijuana. And so CBD comes from hemp, and that means that it has very, very high levels of CBD and less than 0.3% of THC. And that's important because THC is the part of the marijuana plant that gets you high. So there is also CBD in the marijuana plant, but at much lower concentrations, and it does contain THC, which you do not want if you don't want to get high. There are some great pain benefits of THC, but today we're going to just focus on CBD. Okay. So CBD stands for cannabidiol. It is a cannabinoid, which is found in that hemp and in the marijuana plant. The benefits of using CBD are it's really great for pain and anti-inflammation. It can be a great remedy for sleep, and it's also great for anxiety. Probably anxiety is the #1 thing that people use it for. And we're going to talk today about different ways you can incorporate it into your life just to provide a little bit better anti-anxiety for you every day. A little bit, I like to call it wellness, because everybody can reduce their anxiety and feel better. But even people who have mild to extreme anxiety can benefit from taking some CBD.
Great.
So let's talk about different ways to use it. The first one we're going to talk about is this delicious smoothie that Michele made for us.
Well, your recipe, thank you.
My recipe.
Really yummy.
This is a recipe that we have successfully used in my house. I have my kids drinking it, and I love it because it provides a really healthy meal in the morning that's not full of carbs and sugar. So this provides, some of you probably saw the recipe on Michele's post as well as mine, but it's got spinach and healthy fats through avocado, lemon juice, and we add some banana and some protein as well, so it really is a great way to get off the day. And in this case, we've added some CBD tincture. The one we used is from Joy Organics. It's a high concentrate, full plant CBD. And it's very important to have the full plant because there are other cannabinoids in the plant that act in an entourage effect way with the CBD and actually provide even more benefits. So CBD is only one of 100 cannabinoids. So what this tells you is there's a lot more to learn about these plants and what they can do for us. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this, is there's so much health out there and it's very accessible to everybody. So what we did is we added this tincture to this smoothie. It makes a really delicious way to start your day and to get a little bit of kind of a chill into your day. And I know Michele had a really interesting experience that I want her to tell you about with using this.
So I have been trying it through this whole week, and the feeling I get, I told Shari, it feels just like after I've meditated. And I think some of you know that one of my goals this year is to try to do a little bit more meditation. So I've been using the Headspace app, and it's been great. 3 minutes of meditation kind of gives me that sort of that calm, that edge is gone. And after I've taken this, after about 3 or 4 days, I got that feeling. I just put it underneath my tongue, and the directions say to swish it in your mouth for about 1 to 2 minutes. And that's all it takes. I take it in the morning, and again, it just kind of takes that edge off and helps me start my day in just a calmer state. So I've been enjoying it so far.
I love that. That is a great way to talk about what this does for you. It is not a pharmaceutical. It's not going to give you this massive effect like a Xanax or something would, and that's why we love it. It's natural, it provides a very natural benefit. Michele talked about using 1 dropper full under the tongue. That's a great way to use it. Again, you could do it in the smoothie. It will take a little longer to get into your body that way. But really, there is almost no upper limit of how you can use CBD. So 1 dropper full of this particular tincture offers about 8 milligrams of CBD. You could easily take 2, 3, even 4, and not even get close to an upper limit. I mean, we're talking thousands of milligrams.
So you can't overdose on it?
You cannot overdose on it. The only time they've ever started to see negative effects at all are literally when you're in the 1,000 range.
Okay.
So you are going to be nowhere near that. But however, as with anything, you want to start low, take a small amount, see how you feel, and if you feel like you could use a little more, take a little more, but go slowly. Another thing we really recommend when you're starting with something new is to track it. So just a little, write down what you took, how much you took, when you took it, what else you ate, and then write down how you felt. I felt like I meditated for 10 minutes, and that was great. Or I started to feel a little jittery when I took 2 dropper full. So just make notes for yourself on what's happening so that you can go back and adjust. Another way, kind of also in the daily wellness track that we like to recommend is just to take a capsule. This is the one that we use in our family. I take 1 of these a day. It's 15 milligrams. It comes from a very reputable company in San Diego. And I should have said this before, but really, we would never recommend anything to you that has not been fully tested and vetted by us. So we're going and doing the work for you to check out these companies, check out their certificate of analysis, make sure that their products are good, try them ourselves, and make sure that we're only recommending the best to you. So that's one of the benefits of working with us, is that you'll have the pieces that we only recommend. So this is something that we use daily in our house. I use it in the morning as part of my vitamin and supplement routine. It just gives me a little bit extra resilience, as Michele said, or chill in my day. You can also use it at night to help sleep. And particularly if you have any kind of soreness, muscle soreness, this can really provide some relief and allow you to get to sleep a little bit better.
That's great.
Speaking of muscle soreness, this is something that is a topical. So a topical is another way to use a CBD. It doesn't go into your bloodstream at all, obviously, but it can provide very targeted pain. So if you've done a Michele Canon workout and your muscles are a little sore, which hopefully they are, then this is a great product to use. And this you just would put on to the point of pain. It's a very high concentrated dose of CBD. It feels great, it smells great. It's by a company called Wildflower. We're really, really keen on this. And I think Michele has tried this one as well.
Yes, I really like that. It smells great. I hadn't worked out in a week because I've been sick, you guys, and my shoulders were so sore after 1 day. So just rubbed a little bit on my shoulders, and it definitely helped. Massaged it in there. So I will definitely incorporate that as well into my fitness lifestyle. So.
Another one that we love, that a lot of our patients have worked with, or clients have worked with, is this Sagely Relief and Recovery Cream. It's just another form. It's not a balm, it's more of a lotion, but let me tell you, this feels and smells amazing. So to put it on, we have some people who use it because they work on their computer a lot and their fingers get sore from working, and so they just put this on in the morning, and it provides so much relief throughout the day. Plus it smells heavenly. It's great after a bath. It has a little bit of eucalyptus in it, so it has a nice cooling effect. Another great topical that we recommend.
Definitely, I can feel the cooling effect. That's great.
Yeah. And then the other way that we really like is actually edibles or in food. So today we've made some avocado toast, and we're just going to drizzle a little bit of this CBD olive oil, CBD infused olive oil from Plant People, another one of our favorites, and we'll just drizzle it over our avocado toast here. You can also just use it directly on a salad. This is not olive oil to cook with, because heating the cannabinoid will change the structure of it. So you don't want to use this for cooking, but it's great as a raw ingredient on a salad or on a avocado toast.
That looks delicious.
Yeah. These are really just a few good ways to get started with CBD. There are lots and lots of other products. There are lots of skincare products. There are pet tinctures, which we also highly recommend. Great way if your dog has any kind of arthritis or is getting older, sore hips, just put a little bit of the tincture into their food in the morning. Can be a great way to provide some relief for your pet. As I said, there's a lot of beauty products, so you can use, because it's anti-inflammatory, it's great to use on the skin.
Oh, excuse me 1 second. Keep talking, Shari.
There's also vape pens that are great because they're very quick, like a tincture. They get into your bloodstream pretty quickly and are very portable. So you can take a CBD only vape pen with you on the go and use it when you need it, when you're stuck in traffic and you're just not feeling great. Just say, have a little puff of that, and again, not going to get you high, totally going to be able to drive, but it's going to just bring the chill in for you.
Wow, that's incredible. There's so many different ways you can incorporate into your life.
Yeah.
And all of these products can be found on your website?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
PlantSociety.com. Yeah.
Yep, plant-society.com, and good time to mention that we're also going to be launching retail within Culture Club 101. In the next couple of weeks, we will have a dedicated CBD shop within Culture Club, and we'd love to see you there and have you check out some products there as well. And now I know when we'll do some questions.
Yes, yes. And Culture Club, guys, for you local Pasadena people, it's up on Washington in Altadena. So it's a great place also for just if you wanted to get some natural foods. They have the most amazing almond butter, but Sherry will be there too. So yes, on to your questions. We got a lot of great questions this week. You guys are curious about CBD. So I will launch right into them. The first one, which I found really interesting, is for a person that is sober. Can they take it? You mentioned you can't get high, so there's no chance of any ill effects from a person that's okay.
Yeah. You're absolutely safe. There are no high effects from taking a CBD. Again, if you're using a good product, and this is why it's really important to do your research or follow recommendations, because some of these products, and this is a fairly unregulated area of the market right now because CBD has just become federally legal December 20th.
Wow.
So it's really recent. So as you can imagine, the regulations are going to take some time to catch up. So you want to make sure you're using a good product. And when it is a good product, you can actually, you should be able to look at the certificate of analysis and see that there is no THC in it, and THC is what would get you high. This also means that you can pass a drug test if you're using CBD products,
right.
So that's important. If drug testing is something that's in your life, that CBDs will not show up on a drug test.
So really looking at the label to make sure it says 0% THC.
Yes, or a certificate of analysis, which they should show.
Okay.
And also, one other thing to point out on this note is that there's a lot of things that are called hemp seed oil. You'll find them all over Amazon. They are made from the hemp plant, but as they're called, they're made from the hemp seed. Not that hemp seeds are bad. We use them in food all the time. They have a lot of omega-3s and omega-6s, but they have very little CBD. The CBD comes from the hemp flower.
Okay.
And so when you're looking for a CBD product, make sure it says that it has CBD and how much. You don't want to be using something that just says hemp because that may not have CBD.
Okay, that's great tip. Another question I had was from a girlfriend who would like to use it for pain management. She just broke her ankle and she has lupus, and she's been noticing a lot of pain in her hands. So she's not sure if she should take the tincture, the pills, or something topical. Do you have some advice for her?
Yeah, I would recommend both internal and external for that kind of pain. That's very serious. And CBD can be a great indication for lupus and other kinds of autoimmune diseases because it's anti-inflammatory and it works on the endocannabinoid system, which is your homeostasis system. So it helps you to stabilize your system. So I would recommend a tincture that you would use, you can use it multiple times a day if you like, but certainly in the morning, maybe again midday, and then maybe again at night. 1 dropper full would be very fine for that, along with some sort of a topical. So either the lotion or the balm on the localized area where you have pain.
Great.
And that should be a good indication. Again, with something like lupus, you want to make sure you're tracking what you're doing and really measuring what you're doing and finding out what works. Because once you find what works, you want to make sure you know what that is.
Okay. What about for menstrual cramps?
Very interesting. There's actually a whole area of CBD products that are we'll call them feminine products, and that encompasses the whole range of feminine products, including menstrual cramps. CBD is great for menstrual cramps because it eases pain and it eases inflammation. So again, you can use it as a tincture. You could also, if you're brave, use it as a topical, and there are some products on the market that are topical for menstrual cramps or even suppository.
Wow.
So you could get into that. There's a brand that we like called Foria that you could look at that has a CBD product, but certainly topical, and that should help you ease those cramps.
Okay. Gosh, what can't you use it for? Let's see. The other one sounds like you've covered the pain because someone also asked me about headaches and seizures.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So again, headache, again, we'd recommend internal, so either the capsule or the tincture. And then this company, Sagely Naturals, has a really nice headache roll-on. So it has some eucalyptus and things in it, and you just kind of roll it on your temples. I'm not going to guarantee that it's going to take migraines away, but it is very good for mild headaches. If you really do have migraines, it's something you could probably experiment with some upper doses to see what it could do for you, but you would have to be in probably a higher dosage range to have it help with migraines.
Okay. You mentioned your son has taken this in the smoothie.
Yes.
Is it safe for kids?
It is safe for kids. It's very safe for kids. There's no issues with it, and I'm putting 10 to 15 milligrams in the smoothie every day.
Okay.
There's no issues. It can help with focus. There are actually stories of kids that are on ADHD and ADD medication that have gotten off it by using this specific product. Our nurse that we work with, Nurse Sue, has indicated that, and I mean, to be able to think about taking your kid off a pharmaceutical and get them on a natural product would be pretty amazing.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah. So I think what that says to me is it can help every kid just focus a little better. There's so much stress and anxiety for these kids these days, so it just kind of brings the chill on for them too.
Okay. And then along those lines, what about for pregnancy?
Pregnancy, there is a little bit of research that says that this can help alleviate cramps and pain for pregnancy. Of course, when you're pregnant, you're going to want to consult your doctor and make sure that they're okay with it. There isn't any reason that we don't think these products could work for pregnancy, but I'm not a doctor and I would not want to give you advice.
Right,
you want to be really careful when you're pregnant, obviously.
Okay, finally, you mentioned for insomnia, it also works. How long does it take? So how long before bed do you need to actually take it before it starts to kick in?
It's a great question. So I will point out that there are a small percentage of people that actually have an enervating reaction to CBD. So it means that it makes you feel a little bit more up.
Okay.
And not as chill. Maybe 20% of the population will feel that. So the best thing to do is just take it during the day, alleviate your stress and your anxiety, and then you feel more chill at night, like you're able to go to sleep.
Okay.
If you really are still having trouble falling asleep, you could try either the tincture or a capsule. Probably the tincture will work faster, or even a vape pen, just before bed. And if it works for you, great. If you do find that it does make you feel a little awake, then it's not a product for you to use for bed.
Okay.
For most people, taking it in the morning will not keep them up at night. It will help them sleep a little better. And again, for most people, you can take it just before bed as well.
Just before. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and educating us on all the benefits. If you want to learn more about it, you can reach Shari. Just go to plant-society.com or follow her on Instagram at plantsociety1. We appreciate you spending your Sunday morning with us. This will be broadcasted all day, 24 hours. And if you have additional questions, feel free to DM me or Shari. We'll be happy to answer. Thanks so much, you guys. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.